I'm not all here. It's also 87 degrees, and I am no longer a desert kid. I am no longer made for this. Um, Look, the point is, if the Netflix's version of Sandman is bad, I'm gonna be fucking depressed. And with that firmly in mind, let's go ahead and meet our Scion, shall we?
Hey guys, Charles here. I just don't know how you could have any kind of positive expectations from a Netflix adaptation of Sandman. Like, it's gonna be bad, just face it. Like, that's just how it is.
Yeah, I don't know what Sandman is. I know it's a perk from, like Fallout stuff, but yeah, sorry.
I mean, let's be honest. What was the last good thing DC really put out? You're muted. I hope you're not screaming.
I was. I'm deducting experience. Um,
You would have to confer with Chaz on that because I'm not part of this universe. I'm a guest.
I am cautiously optimistic, but that's not what we're here to talk about today. We're here to explore the epilogue of the first chapter. Unsure. I'm sure today will be a relaxed, almost like a filler episode, like the beach episode, guys. This will be your guys' spa day. Um, with that being said, let's jump into today's episode of Scion Godsend. Our heroes have made it to California after a clash with Philip, the child of the King in Yellow, who's been causing so much trouble for our heroes and for the world as a whole, really. After this clash, they found Philip dead. Kind of. They had a chance to interrogate him after he was firmly shot in the dome piece by Gregor, thanks to one Royal Grey, who transported him to his divine realm and allowed the group to interrogate to garner some information. After this, though, Royal set the scene once more, minus himself, and our Scions did what they do best. They eliminated a problem. They took Phil's body in their van across state lines, quite literally just across state lines, into California. Having completed their journey, Sun Wukong was there right on the border, blocking their path, ready to congratulate them. They informed them of the situation, that there was a body in the van and that it needed to be buried, and they did just that. MAJIN scouted ahead. Charles and Gregor took care of burying Phil. There was some debate about what to do with his belongings. They found the Necronomicon, the English version. They found a disc-shaped, almost pendant-like necklace, and a golden scepter. After some debate, after some back and forth between Charles and Gregor, they so reluctantly agreed to take the amulet, take the book, but leave the scepter with Philip's body. As they buried him in the dirt, the festivities began. The party in the van, alongside Sun Wukong, celebrating their journey to the west completed. That is not where we join our heroes today. You'll notice we are missing one Gregor. He's off doing mummy things for the Onyx PathCon, and we wish him the best of luck. We're sure he'll do us proud. We join instead Royal Grey himself. As last session we realized that Charles had left Chim Chim behind in Las Vegas. Chim Chim is with you, Royal. You have taken care of the kind of the PR aspect, public relations aspect of all of this. Keeping press out, gunshots were heard. Terrified attendees of Ravenous Con were seen streaming out of the convention hall. But you and Marcel have taken care, at least for the most part, of the PR aspect of this, and especially keeping paparazzi out and anyone who may be a journalist or newscaster.
I mean, Vegas is a hopping place. There's a lot going on, and it has a short memory. for most things. So, having kind of gotten everything settled in, I'm going to turn to Chim Chim. So where do you think they ran off to? I heard they were going to California. Do you know whereabouts they would be?
Signs back to you, just like, surely they didn't just leave right away. That they wouldn't leave me behind, would they?
I mean, you're perfectly safe here. Besides, it'll give us a chance to talk.
Fair. Yeah, I mean, if they're going to California, then I don't know. I would imagine they'd go to a city, like one of the more well-known places. They've been enjoying their travels so far, but I don't know. It's hard to say.
Well, I'm always inclined for a road trip. Do you have any? I'm kind of curious as to what your relationship to Charles is. Are you connected somehow? What is your bond?
I'm his. I was meant to be a sort of just a, well, I started out as a messenger. I took it upon myself to give myself a small vacation away from the mountain of flowers and fruit. So I've slowly been, call it attuning to Charles. I can almost track him to an exact point.
But you know roughly where he might be.
I know a vague direction. He kind of just points his hand in a direction. He says, I know a vague direction, and when I'm closer, he smells like his father. The scent gets stronger.
Well, I will. I'll look to Marcel. I will say, so I'm going to be taking a bit of a sabbatical. Feel free to get things wrapped up here. The convention should be. This should be the last day of the festivities. Obviously, you know the agenda, you know the schedule. Keep things moving. I believe I have a distribution meeting to get to within the next couple of weeks, but I'm going to take some time to myself and further engage with my investment.
Marcel nods and says, be safe on your travels and make sure everything gets taken care of here. Is there anything you need done specifically? Or is this just standard?
I'll reach out if there is. Keep things running as usual. And I'm going to need all of the up-to-date tracking information for the 9.
Understood.
So feel free to shoot that over when you have time.
You want your personal cell or business this information sent to?
My personal. I won't be taking the business phone with me. But I'll have access to communication if I need it.
Understood.
I will take Chim Chim up to the room, and I will pack my bag. It's basically just like a briefcase. I don't have luggage. It's not really a thing. Briefcase just kind of has my necessaries in it. You know, passports, identification, cash, things I might need. And I will go down to the garage and have them bring around the car. My personal conveyance.
Excellent. They bring you your vehicle in short order, and Chim Chim having no luggage of his own either. You guys are quickly on the road.
Oh yeah, it's a McLaren. It's quickly on the road.
Love that. Anything else from you, Royal, as you make your way?
So as I'm riding with Chim Chim, I'm going to turn to him and ask, kind of just casually, so is your intent for the rest of your time, if you were to bond with Charles, to take orders from him? Because you seem to have your own desires, your own wants, your own needs, your own goals that don't necessarily align with his.
I cannot stress enough how much I do not take orders from Charles. I'm trying to. There's a program, I guess you could call it, in the Shen where some of the I hate the term animals, but I suppose that's the most accurate term. So the animals of the Shen can act as guides for the Scion charges. I have wormed my way into that position, unofficially, but I'm sure that in the bureaucracy of heaven I'll end up having to sign some paperwork.
Because I find that you are someone who will not only say what they think, but will tell someone straight to their face, whether they like it or not.
Having my name erased from specific scrolls in heaven, granting me immortality kind of gives me a boost of confidence. Being immortal has its perks. As I'm sure you understand from what information I've gathered.
Well, I'd like to make you an offer of sorts, and this isn't something that I can give to you, save the opportunity. There is a group of sorts of established, important individuals here on Terra Incognita that we'll say have a place in my peership. They are not beholden to me. They are not bound to me. Our mutual interests are generally aligned. However, at any given time, there can only ever be 9 of them. So in order for one to take over the position of one would have to be removed. I, personally, again, considering these are people that are masters of their own destiny, it is not my place to protect their position, only to respect it when they claim it. So I'm going to offer him... can you read, Chim Chim?
3 languages.
Then I'm going to offer him a portfolio of the 9. Should it occur to you, should you feel inclined to take it upon yourself to perhaps take a more direct influence over your destiny, one of these chairs could be yours. I feel that you are uniquely qualified and quite capable. So consider it while we drive. Do you like Katy Perry?
I haven't had the chance to go to one of her concerts, but I'm a fan of her music, yes.
We will bump Katy Perry as I drive to California.
Excellent. As you guys drive in the McLaren, Chim Chim sits in the passenger seatbelt, a little bit obviously too large for him, kind of just buckled over his waist as he kind of flips through the portfolio. You can see he's mulling this over. As you drive, if you would like to make a roll of empathy or integrity, this is just kind of getting into what the little monkey may be thinking as he flips through the portfolio.
Well, it's going to be empathy. The read is all that's my thing.
Okay.
So we will attempt to get a read on Chim Chim and get a feel for what I'm wondering is if I basically just told him that he would have to kill someone.
Yeah.
If he wanted this spot. And this is my attempt to figure out exactly how merciless is this little shit.
Go ahead and give me an empathy roll of an attribute of your choice.
We will go with I'll tell you in a second. I have to open up the right. I have the D&D campaign open. Give me just a second while
No
I
worries.
get myself figured out here. So many D20 campaigns. Can I say this whole Onyx Path thing, this convention bit has been hilarious. I have had a great time.
It's been pretty great.
Like everybody's been super duper awesome. I've met so many cool people. And I'm like, I didn't know I could make so many friends. This is super fun.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with cunning. We're gonna go with cunning and empathy, and that would be 5.
5 successes. As he flips through this, you can see him kind of. He's. Most people skim documents like this. They see either words in bold or like they'll look at a picture and like they'll see like key components of the dossier. They don't read everything through. Chim Chim is meticulous. This is a very professional monkey, from what you're gathering. As far as how merciless he is, you can see he's kind of mulling things over. He hesitates on certain members of the Nine that you know quite well, obviously, being the Nine that you are that are kind of in your inner circle. The Nine are the top tier. Your generals, your lieutenants, whatever you'd like to call them. They are all exceptional individuals. Arguably, though, some are more exceptional than others. He hesitates on the less exceptional of the Nine. He's assessing strengths and weaknesses. He's finding a weak link that he can take.
He's looking to cull the weak. He's prioritizing. I appreciate that.
Yeah, so as far as how merciless is the little shit, he's assessing with an assassin's mindset.
Okay. I will continue to motivate him through I will softly sing along with Katy Perry, and I will use my draconic voice to encourage this behavior.
Excellent.
And I will imbue an inheritance to do so while he's researching. I am simply helping him along.
Understood.
Letting him dive into that sense, letting him kind of immerse himself in that feeling.
You do this as you travel. You sing along. You encourage the behavior. You travel. Chim Chim gives you directions every once in a while, telling you where Charles is at. We rejoin Charles, Majin, and Sun Wukong, alongside Gregor, of course. Festivities are kicking off. Majin, you've been alerted that they're not going to go any further. That Gregor is intent on returning home after this. Exact plan for that, entirely unsure. But for now, festivities. A celebration is to be had. The journey to the west is complete. California has been reached, and Sun Wukong is providing libations.
Does the bracelet still work?
Only one way to find out.
I celebrate by chanting.
Majin, you arrive with your friends, take a drink, and then kind of as you're bringing a drink to your lips, you begin to chant. And then Charles, your leg again seizes up, all the muscles tense. You can feel that intense, terrible pain as you kind of drop to one leg.
I'm gonna try pulling the anklet off.
Much as before, you go to pry it off and it does not budge. Majin, do you continue to chant?
Oh, no, I just, seeing if it works still.
Excellent. The chant stops, the pain subsides. Charles, you continue to, it's still not budging. Sun Wukong says, oh yeah, no, that's on for good, buddy. It's gonna be a minute before that gets taken off. It's character growth.
This thing.
It's character growth, I promise.
I think I've had enough character growth, I'll be honest.
I mean, from what it sounds like, no offense, kinda looks at Gregor, and like, you guys all seem like you guys just, sped run through this. It took you guys a number of months. My journey was years. I'm just saying, like, I reached, like, a whole level of enlightenment. I'm not trying to brag or anything, but,
It's true.
Fighting Buddha, Sun Wukong, And not to toot my own horn, but I'm just saying.
I'd like to think I do a pretty good job of burying my thoughts and emotions as things happen. I just had to bury a friend, Dad. I've killed people. I've witnessed murder, manipulation of the masses, the cosmos, every terrible thing within, I've made deals with gods, crossroad demons, dragons, animals, even Titan spawn. The only enlightenment that I've garnered from any of this trip is that I need to sever all earthly bounds so I can't be hurt like this again. Like, that or get strong enough that I'll never lose anyone or anything again.
Yeah. That's kind of the lesson, dude. Like, what do you think enlightenment is? Like, earthly connection are tethers.
And I like my tethers.
Then stop trying to remove the bracelet. Embrace it. Pain is just weakness leaving the body. All right?
What are
Get
you,
stronger.
a fucking Marine? Like, what is that? You shut the hell... What? No! Do you need a 24-pack of crayons now? Like, what?
All I'm saying is sometimes all you could do is embrace the suck, you know?
There's a lot to be
my
said
God.
for severing your... I mean, my heart goes out to you, truly. Like, but there's... It's a rough road. I'm not going to say it only gets harder, but, you know, it is a rough road.
I'm a solid character building experience away from my villain arc. Okay? Like,
See, that's the make or break point. See, I get that, but Charles, you go ahead and give me an empathy roll, if you so choose.
okay.
Majin, of course, you
just
can.
empathy?
What's that?
Just empathy, or
Empathy and whatever attribute you'd like. Majin, you can of course make this roll as well.
I got 3.
3.
I got 4.
3 and 4. So we'll start with Charles. Sun Wukong doesn't seem to understand fully. You have been through a lot. More than anyone has... more than at least anyone you know has. Sun Wukong is looking at this as a journey to enlightenment. Sun Wukong doesn't seem to fully understand the human aspect of this. What the toll that this is taking on you. Looking at Majin, you're kind of gathering that he's gathering that as well. He's getting there. But Sun Wukong at this moment currently doesn't really understand how much this is affecting you. Majin, with 4 successes, you gather the same thing. You gather that Sun Wukong is not... As a god, you're realizing that, you know, he's divorced from a lot of the suffering that you and Charles and Gregor may have experienced. With 4 successes as well, you can see that Charles may genuinely be... You know, he's been very aloof. He's been very carefree and happy. Right now, it's not like he's, you know, bawling or clenching fists, and like he's still got a smile on his face. But there's something there. There's some suffering there.
I chant.
You chant the pain again, Charles, into your leg.
And then I'll pull him off to the side.
You guys go off to the side. You can see Sun Wukong put his arm around Gregor and is like, "So, you ever had immortality peaches?" You can see him trying to fight with Gregor as he kind of tries to shove a peach down Gregor's throat.
I'm gonna need you to calm down with being so liberal about that chanting. Like,
I was just, you know, I just thought it was, you know, a distraction at the moment, you know. Are you good?
I mean, are any of us good? Like, we've been through a lot. Like, if you sit down and reflect on it, like it's, I don't know, like are you good with everything that's happened? Like,
No, I mean, you've been through some shit. Ted you in and fucking the F man. And,
yeah, but most of those were just fights, you know? Like it wasn't like we were losing people close to us.
talking about Phil.
Yeah, yeah, I am. Like I really wanted us to see this trip through together, honestly.
Can't say that I cared for Phil as much as you did, but I definitely hoped for a better outcome than what happened.
Yeah.
I'm
And
not
now
good
I'm
with.
sitting here with this, what do we do next? You know? Like where do we go from here?
I mean, what do you
Do we
want to
just
do next?
right now I want to get stronger. Like I don't want to give up my attachments to people that I care about. I want to be strong enough that I don't have to give that up, you know? So I guess that's the big thing I want right now is I want to be stronger. At the same time, I think I want to go around and keep traveling, keep adventuring. You know?
Hmm. Are you good with me tagging along still?
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, yeah, that's fine.
I thought she was fuck. All right. Well, um,
I guess we can make a journey out of taking Gregor back to his place,
can we
unless
take the
he's gonna
long
just
route
sell
though?
the van and.
He better not. I'm just saying he's.
Knowing him, he's probably going to try and sell the van and just fly back to New York. So we could hijack the airplane that he gets.
Yeah, we gotta do everything to sabotage the easy way of Gregor getting back home. Sounds like a plan.
Not
I'm
only
down.
that, I don't think they're going to let his dog on the plane.
Oh yeah, yeah, fucking dog. He might, yeah. I mean, he might just, he might just tag along. We'll take the long way route, and get stronger. Beat some people up.
That sounds nice. I could use that. That'd be a hell of a vacation after all this.
Yeah, I'll tell you,
No,
I really want to get strong enough to kick my dad's ass, and yeah, I think you're gonna help me with that, Charles.
yeah, I'm down for it.
All right. If you need anything, just know I'm here for you, man.
Charles put a hand on MAJIN's shoulder. That was never a question, and you should know likewise. Like I've got your back.
Did you guys stay in the van for this conversation, or did you guys step outside?
I believe we stepped aside.
Yeah.
Outside the van. Okay, cool. You guys hear from within the van. Sun Wukong is just screaming and then just shouting "bad dog," and you can hear Sir Arthur Pendlewhip barking a strange, like guttural growl that sounds like chains on prison bars.
Oh, he was good with all animals.
Well, to be fair, the dog's not quite a dog.
True. We better intervene before something. I'm gonna make sure Pendlewup is. I'm gonna go in.
You head back in. Pendlewup is. You can see he is. You can see peach juice kind of just sprayed throughout the van. There's some knocked over alcohol. Gregor is in the back where the bed is. Sun Wukong is near the front, and Sir Arthur Pendlewup is between them.
Where's the PlayStation?
Still on its in its place on the shelf.
Okay. Everything's good in here?
Yeah, you just fucking... Dog doesn't like fruit. You hear Gregor like, you can't give the dog fruit. There's only specific fruits the dogs can eat. It's like, nah, I give my dogs all types of food.
I mean, dogs can't eat grapes. They're not supposed to eat grapes.
Dogs can't eat grapes?
No.
Oh, no.
Oh, all right.
That explains a lot.
It's a choking hazard, Dad!
It's not a choke. They have teeth! Chew! The festivities continue. Anything you guys would like to do during the festivities? Anything of note currently?
Test out my fucking sword.
Indeed, a revelation was had that the bokken is not in fact a bokken. It is indeed a sword. A wooden sheath with a wooden handle and pommel and such. Just finely fitting together with the nice wedge. Charles has realized his bokken is actually a sword.
Is the sheath as heavy as the sword, or
it is every part of this this weapon. The sheath is just as heavy as the sword.
oh fuck?
Now, what to do?
I mean, there's a palm tree over there, some cactuses.
Yeah. So I'm going to try to... I'm going to try and make it look badass. Sit there with the blade sheathed, and then draw it out Iaido style, and use sidestepping to instantly pop over to the cactus and cut it, and then sidestep back to where I was.
Excellent. You pull off your full-on anime swordsman technique, and in a split second, the cactus just kind of doesn't just slide. Charles, we zoom away from this moment to Royal and Chim Chim. You guys are driving. You guys have been driving for a good about an hour 15. Chim Chim directions is there somewhere in that direction, and then there's this sudden eruption in the night of sand, rock, and rubble. Chim Chim says, "Yep, that one."
I will move in that direction. We'll just drive on over.
Excellent. You do need to take the McLaren off-roading a little bit. It's a little bit of a bumpy ride in the desert dirt and such. But yeah, Charles, you see that the place where the cactus was has just kind of erupted in cactus juice, thorns, and little prickly bits, and sort of left a small indentation in the desert dirt.
Well, actually, so as not to risk damaging the McLaren, because I do respect my automobile, I will actually jump to their location.
Excellent. In its place.
So I'm working the ether Back to the Future style.
In its place, now sitting where the cactus was as the dust kind of clears, teleporting the McLaren itself as well, Royal. In its place, Charles, you see a McLaren.
Oh my god, my sword can turn cactus into cars.
So Wukong
Do
kind
another
of
one.
looks
Hurry
out
up,
and is
do
just
another
like,
one.
holy shit, I didn't know I could do that. That's fucking awesome. Roy, you see the Monkey King himself, the victorious fighting Buddha, the sage equal to the great sage equal to heaven, rushing toward the vehicle excitedly. Holy shit, there's people in here! How the fuck did you do that?
I have no idea. I hit the cactus with the sword, and when I sheathed it, this happened.
I step out of the car.
Welcome to life, stranger. It's going to be, spontaneous existence is quite, can be jarring for some, but don't worry, I will be here to guide you every step of the way.
And I can't tell you how much I appreciate that.
He's polite! This is going to be awesome. Do another one! You guys recognize Royal as he steps out of the vehicle.
I will kind of lean back into the window. We're here.
Chim looks up from the
Hi, Royal.
dossiers. Just, oh no. He looks at Sun Wukong as just, oh, fuck.
I also would have stressed to Chim that one of the conditions of potentially becoming one of the Merciless Nine is that no one can know that you're a member of the Merciless Nine.
Understood. He tucks the dossier kind of between the seat and the door, hopping out of the window onto your shoulder. Just, you can see Sun Wukong's face just, you made a new monkey! Hello, little friend! Chim just like signs at him. It's me, you fucking idiot. Oh. Well, that's less fun.
I can see that you have garnered all of the respect of your fellows and potential or former subordinates.
Oh man, some people never, you do so much. You grant them immortality, you give them a whole home, and you can't please some people. Hi, I'm Sun Wukong.
I'm well aware. I'm Royal. Royal Grey. It's a pleasure.
They spawn with cool ass names, dude. Do another one now.
Those are our friends. That's Chim and our friend Royal Grey.
What is he talking about? I want to look at Charles in MAJIN. What is he talking about?
Oh yeah, so it turns out that my bowkin is a sword, right? And when I was testing it out on the cactus exploded. I don't know why, but when it did and the dust settled, the car was there with you guys inside of it. So it looked like I turned the cactus into a car.
Well, while that would be amazing, that wasn't the case this time. But you never know what could happen in the future.
I guess there's a chance, and it's not exactly zero. I'll do it again on neighboring cactus.
You do this again on a neighboring cactus. It erupts in cactus juice, erupts in, the dirt and rubble and such, but there is no car, there is no McLaren, there is no second Royal Grey or second Chim.
That would be confusing.
That would be confusing. Well, better luck next time, I guess.
Aw.
So I'm supposing that you all have concluded your business. All of the affairs have been buttoned down. You have closure.
I don't know about closure, but I mean, we finished our journey to the west.
Yeah. The other business, I think that's far from being done.
See that Phil isn't with you.
Well, you probably passed Phil on your way in. We buried him off the side of the road a bit.
Curious choice.
Right? Isn't that fucked up? I feel like they were going to bury him 3 feet deep. Can you imagine that?
I wasn't going to bury him 3 feet deep.
There are shallower graves in the desert, to be entirely honest.
That's so... I'm going to go bother Gregor. He runs back into the van. You very quickly hear Gregor just yelling. He's like, I'm reading! Fuck off!
So, how did you all come into the company of Sun Wukong?
Oh, he
Oh.
appeared to greet us and congratulate us on finishing our journey.
Yeah. He's the one that gave us gave him the task. So
Of dealing with Phil?
no, that's a
Uh,
personal thing.
Oh.
Getting Gregor to California.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
What are you
we're
doing
very...
out here?
Oh, I came to give Jim a ride back, and I have some time on my own in order to continue to, well, invest. So I will continue to invest in my investment until I find reason to do otherwise, assuming that's okay with you all.
Are we the investment? Or
Yes.
oh, okay. Okay. We left Chim Chim?
Chim Chim hops
It would appear so.
from Royal Grey Shoulder to Charles's shoulder and is just signing while speaking. Charles is like, "You left me, you fucking dick."
Well, I mean, we had a dead body, and I knew you were with Royal, and you would be safe, so...
You would literally have no idea how to get back to there, would you? Your
I would have convinced
silence.
Majin.
Your silence is deafening.
I would have convinced Majin to go with me.
Man, I wish I knew, what y'all saying. Or that, Chim Chim ever taught me sign language like he said he would, but it's whatever.
You tell him I'm going to teach him sign language. You tell him right now.
Chim Chim says he will teach you sign language. He insists upon it. Just as important, what would it take to get you to forgive me, Chim Chim?
I don't know yet. I'll think
A
about
big
it.
block of gold?
I'm sorry, what?
Like a big cube of gold? Would that work?
You don't have a big cube of gold. You're bluffing.
Well, I mean, I don't have it with me, obviously, but, I buried one in Central Park.
Hypothetically speaking, if I was interested in this big cube of gold, where exactly in Central Park would it be?
Under my tree.
I accept your apology and your big cube of gold.
Fantastic. I'll never use it anyways. I just didn't like it sitting there.
Oh, in the quest for the eternal quest for progression, what now?
I think we're going to make a journey out of getting Gregor back to New York.
Out of getting him not to go to New York? I mean, you're on the other coast right now. What was the point of bringing him to California if he's just going to go to New York?
That's, Mr. Wukong's journey to the West thing. He thought it was, I guess, a good opener for new Scions. So
is there something actually here?
Well, originally it was so that Gregor could relocate because Gregor had lost his apartment. But then it turned out that the Great Khan had bought the apartment complex and refurbished it and told Gregor he would have a place whenever he comes back to New York. So Gregor never really lost his home and didn't need to relocate. Originally, he was going to relocate to California, though.
So this journey to the West was really just to, it was a big field trip.
Bonding time.
See
Yeah.
Gregor emerge from the van, kind of look out and oh. Hello. Goes back into the van.
Always a pleasure. A delight. A social dynamo, if you will.
Gregor
But yeah,
quickly retreats back into the van, leaving you guys. Continue, please.
Well,
I think,
go ahead.
no, I think we're just gonna, make a trip out of it, take them back, get stronger, and see what life throws at us.
So it's power you're looking for then.
Not,
Nowadays.
Personal growth.
yeah.
Well,
I guess anything
find,
is power. So
I find that the road to personal growth is best achieved when one sets clear goals and achieves them. I don't know that preventing Gregor from getting home is something necessarily worthy of people of your capability or caliber. I mean, it's menial enough. I'm sure you can accomplish it in the interim, but I'd be genuinely curious as to what you truly want to accomplish.
I'll take this moment to remind Majin and Charles. Royal is aware of it as well. Phil, before he died in interrogation, urged you onward to California. Urged you onward, claiming that he may have something here.
ah, ah.
Did you just remember that thing Phil told us about California?
Yeah.
Isn't it weird when we all remember things at the exact same time? Did you ever notice that? Like,
I'm surprised there wasn't, a big earthquake that just happened at the same time. So, um,
well,
I guess,
I guess we could look for what Phil left us.
yeah,
That
maybe
sounds
we're
like
not done yet.
that sounds like a clear objective.
Did he say where or? I mean,
No,
given, I don't know, maybe near the coast, I would imagine. I'm just assuming.
we should go to our primary source of information in all things Phil related. Turn on the TV.
Well, I was going to suggest potentially that we could there is that list of conspirators he provided. Perhaps one of them might lead you to a clue as to what is in California, if any of them are here.
Yeah, that could work. So we can track down the conspirators and try and figure out what he had planned in California. That sounds fun.
Might as
Definitely
well.
sounds like a growing experience.
Character growth.
We got the names, right?
Oh yes.
Gregor has them memorized. And then I have a list right here.
Yeah. One of you got the little
my
memo sheet
wallet.
that I wrote
It's all funny.
down. Nice.
Here, let me see. I'm gonna start looking them up on my phone.
Okay, I'm going to
Scared,
give you the very damp list that was in my sweaty wallet.
As much as I love being out in the middle of nowhere, I feel like we could be doing this anywhere. That is not in the middle of nowhere.
Fresh air.
There's nature. It's
It's the desert.
There's grown up cactuses.
It's beautiful. You don't see all this around
Sand?
us.
I see a lot of sand.
You have to look deeper than just the sand. There's so many creatures, so many lizards, so many flora that's just here in the desert. Like it's beautiful, man. I'm just saying, just look closer.
Oh, I'm very aware of all of them. I was just wondering if perhaps we wanted to abscond, but we can stay here. It's fine. It's.
I mean,
Had I known we were off-roading, I would have brought a Jeep instead.
Well, that's how. Yeah. I mean, I'm down. I'm down for whatever. So
Oh no.
I mean,
Again, I was just curious as to whether or not you all were out here, perhaps because you were trying to, I don't know, be surreptitious to remain under the radar, or perhaps you wanted to keep Sun Wukong out of the public eye because he appears to be ill-suited
he is
for being around people.
I mean, he let loose a zoo when he first met us. So, fuck, that was such
fun.
a long time ago.
You all seem to be carrying quite a bit of godly baggage.
What you mean?
Well, you've got a Kotal sibling in the van. You've got Sun Wukong in the van.
I mean, he comes and goes pretty quick. I'm down for whatever. I'm gonna go look these names up to see if there's any hits. And I'll let y'all know. Are you sticking around, or are you just?
Oh, I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, okay, cool. We got.
I will,
If you want,
We
still
got speeches
some.
and stuff.
I will sit on the hood of the McLaren and adjust my clothing for outerwear. So we'll get some cargo shorts. I'll go sleeveless vest and a hat, some sunglasses.
Excellent.
We also got some wine, so if you want some box wine,
I do enjoy a good box of wine.
It's some very good box wine.
You retrieve said box wine, MAJIN, from the inside of the van. The lights are dim. There's only a few of those little circular ones in the van. The back of it is very dark. It looks like the curtain has been drawn. All you see is Sun Wukong playing PlayStation. Sir Arthur Pendlewhip by his side with a controller in front of him. You can see Sun Wukong just like, dude, you're fucking terrible at this. And they're playing some sort of, well, he's playing some sort of fighting game. Pendlewhip is just kind of sitting there staring, watching the colors. Gregor is nowhere to be seen in this space.
Okay. I'm gonna go get the wine. Ags where Gregor is.
Oh, where are you taking that?
This is my special wine.
Oh, I thought it was. Oh, my bad. I thought it was like communal. I took a.
I shake. How much is left?
It's. You still have a decent amount, but you see, he's got a glass, and he kind of spits some back into the bottle. And says, I didn't know if it was. Did you want it? Gregor's asleep. Your friend is fucking lame.
I mean, yeah. I'll take the glass. This is mine.
My bad. I'll stick to my stuff I brought. All right, dude. At least try. And you can hear like fighting sounds on the television.
Yeah, and I'll bring the wine out. I'll drink the glass that Wukong was drinking out of. And go back to searching names.
You bring the wine out. Royal, you recognize this brand. Dionysus himself has a number of vineyards, of course, being the god of wine. This is a cheaper brand, or a cheaper vintage, I should say, I guess you could call it. Yeah, it being boxed wine, you don't expect a whole lot of flavor and whatnot, but from the god of wine himself, under his own business and such, it's better than most boxed wine.
I will go into my briefcase and get myself a glass.
Excellent. Yeah, MAJIN, you begin to research names. Charles, Royal, anything that you guys are up to?
You seemed pretty curious about this sword stick that you have.
Yeah, I'm actually. I don't know. I thought it was a boken. So the fact it's a sword this whole time is kind of wild to me. It's like I got a whole new toy. And I'm curious how the sword works as opposed to how it was working as a boken.
May I take a look at it?
Sure. It's heavy to most other people, though.
I don't necessarily need to touch it, but if you could unsheath it and let me get a good look at it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll
while he
unsheath the blade and then I'll hold it out to him.
So I would like to expend a point of horde. I will go into my briefcase and I'm going to extract a tome, basically of like legend lore, to try to determine if it's like an artifact or of some kind that I can discern.
Understood.
I'm gonna try to learn about the Boken. We're gonna do some research while we wait.
Understood. Anything you need to roll for that, or is it just kind of a flood of information?
Well, the expending of the horde is just for the item. So essentially, it's for It's to replace. I forgot what the actual the dragon knack is, but it's like a legend lore thing, so you can learn about
Gotcha.
artifacts. So I'm basically just spending for that power for the scene.
Understood. Allow me to give you some information then. Right off the bat, he
I will read aloud whatever.
understood. Right off the bat, you recognize the blade as there is no other like it. This is a very unique weapon. This is almost familiar. This is crafted not by Naga, but indeed by dragons. This was a part of someone else's horde. This is a stolen weapon. With legend lore, recognize that this is.
It'd be draconic lore. Is I think that's what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
With the draconic lore, you recognize this is draconic in nature. This was some part of someone else's horde. You also get the faint scent of almost salt water. Like the ocean is nearby. Impossible in the middle of a desert. This holds sway over the seas. A very specific sea. This was of the East Sea, as it were. The dragons that you know, the long cousins and the extensive family trees, this belonged to Ao Guang at one point in time.
What faction are they from?
Ao Guang is, I'd like to say, let me get you that information. He is also
What flight are they from? I guess.
yes, also known by the Kami pantheon as Ryujin.
Oh no shit. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like Eastern.
Mm-hmm. Specific flight. Give me one moment. And I can get you that information.
Ryujin is such a funny name.
Let's see.
No, Ryujin is one of the long.
Indeed, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I will relay this. So this is a blade from Ryujin's horde.
Before you
As in-
relay, I do have one more point of interesting information for you.
Okay.
Ao Guang, known by the dragons as Ryujin, holds a very peculiar with this blade, a very peculiar place in the world as a whole. He is of the Shen. He is a god of the Shen. There is also, much like Kukulkan and Quetzalcoatl, there's a sort of dual nature. Ryujin is also a god of a dragon god of the kami as well.
Yeah.
So you have the Japanese aspect and the Chinese aspect. In addition to this, though, at least in the Shen and what they consider, you are privy to some more information than most people. Ao Guang doesn't go near the Shen as often as he used to. The Shen themselves kind of take this as just he's kind of isolated and is more keeping to himself lately, especially with the slights of Sun Wukong in the past. And, the Scions of Sun Wukong make a regular journey of trying to raid his horde to prove themselves, to try to emulate their father and such. As such, the Shen believe that he's just frustrated. In truth, he is heavily leaning on becoming a Titan. He is a possibly already a Titan of the Shen. He holds a sort of divine mantle in 2 different pantheons. He holds the title or possible mantle of a Titan in the Shen, and also of course, his draconic mantle. He is a mixture of all 3 of these factions.
Right, but as far as I understand, like, he doesn't have like a favorite. He just kind of like rides the line. Right?
Riding the line very much so. Ryujin is the closest aspect you would get to him as the dragons remember him. You know, his full remembrance, his full memory returning.
Yeah. Now, it's my understanding that primarily he wants to make sure that he can keep the ocean a peaceful place. That's kind of like his... And like Castle... Ryugyu? Castle Ryugyu? His lair, if you want to call it.
Yeah.
I will be relaying all this as well. And is Wukong is with us?
Wukong is inside the van.
Right. So I will say this quietly, by the way. I don't know if this is common knowledge, but it's my understanding that at some point Ryujin became the butt of a bit of a joke. And as a result of being embarrassed by this fish, he beat the fish until all of its bones were pulverized, creating the first jellyfish. His relationship since then with Wukong has been, I would say, strained. How did you come by this blade?
It was given to me by my Shen trainer. But now that I know that it belongs to Dragon God or Ryujin or Alguang or whatever, then I guess I'll take a journey to return it to him.
The thing about items and layers, and this is something that you will come to understand. Absconding with an item from a draconic lair, whether or not it was your intent, doesn't necessarily come with the ire of said dragon. Most items in lairs are kept there as a matter of protecting their sacred nature. So it's very possible that this blade being passed to you was not an attempt to bring Ryujin's ire upon you, but to provide you with an opportunity to prove yourself worthy of carrying it. Considering you're only coming to knowledge of its true nature now, I think you might want to consider the nature of its previous owner and how you might seek to, if not to make yourself more favorable, to understand the essence of what his intentions might be, his place in this world, and thus potentially yours, as far as that blade is concerned. Not to say that you need to follow in his footsteps, or his claw prints, as it were, but it is something that you may wish to consider, because it is not only a large responsibility, but if the other Shen were to find out that you were in possession of this blade, I assume that they would actively seek to challenge you for it, because it would be considered a mark of honor of sorts to be in possession of a blade from Ryujin's horde as a member of the Shen, whether or not he passed it to you.
Well,
I have to switch.
I don't know. I feel kind of bad holding on to something like that's, his. Like, I'd at least like to go and try and give it back.
I can pretty much guarantee you that the least it would provide you with is an opportunity for an audience without getting devoured.
Well, that's fine. I mean, just try and do what I can. Like, I don't know, per our agreement, wouldn't that be the best thing to do? Like, to try and go and make peace with what I can?
Well, there's a difference between non-aggression and diplomacy, but depending on which side of that line you wish to fall on, I would say it is not ill-advised. It's a choice you get to make. So again, it's something to consider. You should know by now that I'm never going to push you in one direction. I'm just going to help do what I can to show you what directions are available to you. Ryujin's
Mhm.
lair is a place of beauty, and if it's my understanding, I've never been there personally, but it's my understanding that it is a place, it is one of the only places on Earth where all 4 seasons transpire at the same time. It's a truly remarkable place. If one were to
That
visit
sounds
it,
really pretty.
they would be and emerge alive, let alone perhaps with spoils. You would be a legend amongst your own kind, regardless of where you fell on the hierarchy.
I don't know about any of that, but I think that's what I'm going to do with this blade. Is I'll offer it back to Ryujin now that I know that it was his. You know, when I thought it was a Boken, I thought it would. I kind of had the feeling that I should take it to Ryujin anyways, or Ao Guang anyways, to try and make amends for what my brothers and sisters and even Sun Wukong himself had been taking from him. So I don't know. If anything, I feel like this fits even better.
Quick question. You said you were relaying information. I'm curious because, like I said, you have a little bit more information than most people about Guang, aka Ryujin, aka so on and so forth. Do you relay the Titan aspect?
No, the Titanomachy part is really, it's almost like, I wouldn't say it's an embarrassment, but it's more like it's unimportant to the discussion. What we're talking about is his dragon aspect, and his relationship to Wukong. So the Titan piece is, I don't see Ryujin's Titan aspect being a problem because I believe that Ryujin is capable of holding the balance, and that is his purpose. So it is not my place to judge the fact he has a Titan aspect. It's not his fault. It is simply the way it is.
Understood.
Hey, Chim Chim, would you be able to guide me to Ryujin's palace?
I have never been there personally, mainly because your dad is such a shit. So I tend to not, all of us tend to. Your dad brings a lot of shit to the Mountains of Flower. Like, you should have seen him in his early days. He was a, holy shit, he was a lot like you, actually.
You want to go to Japan?
Which aspect are we gonna go see? Ao Guang or Ryujin?
Ryujin, not Ao Guang.
Okay, then yeah, I can't guide you there, but yeah, I'm down.
You can't guide me to Japan?
I can guide you to Japan. Dude, look at a map!
We're gonna walk.
Oh my god!
If you want to seek an audience or to find Ryujin, I would recommend seeking audience with his council.
His council?
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
His court. The creatures of the sea.
Oh.
The most benevolent and largest and dominant would likely be the closest to him.
Well, I hear in the Pacific Ocean you can find Ningen. Giant whale-like humanoid creatures.
I mean, they would probably know. What's a
They probably
Ningen?
would. A Ningen? It's a whale-sized, almost like a mermaid, except it's got real long arms and a strange abstract face. And
I'll be
look it
absolutely
up.
honest,
Really
it's a
cool looking.
nightmare.
Perhaps something a bit more natural.
Majin, you're looking up these names and kind of doing some research. They're scattered throughout the U.S. There are a few that are in California.
Okay, yeah, I'll try to find their address and.
As detailed last session, when you had to, when we were without you, these names, it's been theorized that these people may not be knowing accomplices. This is highlighted as well by the fact that Arturo's name is on there. These very well may be unwitting accomplices as well.
I'll come back and be like, hey, so there's a few of them in California. We could check out while we're here. Yeah.
Sounds good. When do you want to go?
What time is it?
A good time to go.
All right, let's fucking go then.
You guys are intent on leaving now?
Yeah, let's leave a written note for Gregor.
Probably,
Are we
probably
leaving,
just-
Gregor?
Well, if we're going to leave the van, we can probably. I'll let you all handle that. I'm going to have to replace the McLaren with something a bit larger. So, I guess I will send the McLaren back to Marcel, and I'm going to steal the SUV.
Excellent. The SUV looks like it hasn't had a chance to quite be cleaned yet. It was one of the vehicles that was being used to transport Charles and Majin, so you still see a little bit of, like, there's some paintballs that are kind of melted
That's fine.
into the upholstery in the back seat. Along with this, you find what looks like a police officer's badge, just tucked into the center console. Yeah, it hasn't quite been cleaned.
I will retain Chim Chim's dossier.
Excellent.
So.
Jim kind of sees the badge and is like, "Oh, I was looking for that."
Do you want that?
No, I just didn't want him to have it. He was nice enough, but kept giving me a funny eye. I don't like that.
Yeah.
And I will hold the keys out. This isn't my journey.
I got a bike.
Me? I get to drive on the country road?
It's either you or the monkey.
Chim Chim's not trained to drive yet.
This
We've been
is a
working on it.
perfect learning opportunity. What do you...
You know what?
think-
Fair enough. Come on, Chim Chim. We're going to drive.
You might want to help him. I don't think you can reach the pedals and see over the dashboard at the same time.
Yeah,
I'll ride
I'll
him
hang
back.
out with the pedals. You take care of the steering wheel, Chim Chim. Let's fucking do this.
I'm gonna make a pilot roll for Chim Chim as he kind of just like, I really don't think this is a good idea. I'll make a pilot roll for Chim Chim as you guys attempt to teach him to drive.
I will imbue an inheritance to encourage belief.
Excellent. I'm gonna call this pilot index for the little monkey.
I'm going to imbue a legend to give Chim Chim the celestial title of Chim Chim the Roadworthy.
Excellent. Okay. So with one rolled success and the enhancements and everything that you guys give, Chim Chim is not doing well by any means. You, Charles, you kind of sit down in the driver's seat. You need to hit the pedals and whatnot. I feel like it's fully within your character to just fucking gun it and just watch him try to steer. So that's a lot of what we're dealing with, is just gunning it through the desert. Chim Chim just screeching as he's kind of like moving the wheel. You guys feel the tires lift off every once in a while. Go a little bit lopsided, kind of skidding on the right side every once in a while. It's a journey. Majin, behind them or in front of them on your motorcycle?
In front of them, I'm not fucking getting hit with debris.
Excellent. You find yourself having to ride a little faster as every once in a while Chim Chim's just, you can hear Chim Chim screeching, get closer, and you're like, no, no, no. And you pull up ahead. You guys ride and drive through the night. Heading to where? Just the... What is
The closest hit that we have.
Excellent. Closest hit you have is a lovely, lovely city. A city of culture, a city of spice and flavor and history. A place where Fresh air is hard to come by. Haze and fog hang over the skyscrapers. You seek Los Angeles, California. You seek a mecca of integration and movement and pulse. And you find it very quickly. Los Angeles is fucking huge. I cannot fully describe. It is a combination, a culmination of many other cities. Los Angeles is ridiculous. From
Yeah,
this
it's like mini Tokyo.
mini Tokyo, you insult me, but I take it in stride.
It's not an insult. What are you talking about?
You leave LA alone. LA is a few hours away, but with the speed that you guys are going, do you guys ever let Chim Chim relax?
No. Trial by fire, man.
All right.
The way I learned to swim, you just throw him off the dock.
Oh my god. You guys will make record time, quite literally. Just Charles just hitting the gas, Chim Chim just steering. Once you guys get onto that straight road, he's just like, please slow down. Can you take your foot off the pedal?
Nah, Chim Chim, you gotta learn to, like, you got this, man.
We're going like 110. I think the speed limit's like 60.
It's easier to stabilize when you're going faster, okay? Like, it's fine.
That is notoriously false. You ever heard of speed wobbles?
What? Not when you're driving an SUV.
You guys barrel down the desert roads eventually, as time passes, eventually reaching the outskirts of California. Now things become more crowded. Now more cars are littering the space. I'll ask this as well. Was a note left for Gregor in the desert?
Yeah.
Excellent.
I would leave it with Sun Wukong and tell him to put it in Gregor's book.
You find Sun Wukong curled up, asleep on one of the chairs. Sir Arthur Pendlewhip kind of just hanging out and kind of looks up and just panting. You guys leave the note, and you know the knot dog gives you a goodbye lick with a forked tongue, and you guys barrel through the world toward LA.
Just remember, Chim Chim, it is important that to not be intimidated by pressure, but to thrive on it.
There are so many cars up ahead. What if I hit one of them?
Do you want
Then
me to
you
get
hit-
them out of your way?
Then you hit one of them.
What do
And
you
we deal with the consequences.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Get them out of my way. There's so much to unpack here.
What? I can move them for you.
I'm afraid of what that means.
Hang on, does this thing have cruise control?
I would assume so. It's a modern, nice SUV.
Fantastic. Chim Chim, say the word. I can get these cars all out of your way. I got this.
I don't trust you.
I'll turn the cruise control on, take my foot off the pedal, and lean out and just swat vehicles aside as we get closer.
You do this. You cause the few people to kind of go off into the, the segmented bit that kind of is meant to wake up drivers as they're falling asleep.
I will warn them first. I'll be like, get the fuck away. And then if they don't, then I'll just be like, okay, swat.
You
First
swat.
car I see flying, I'm gonna start chanting. All right.
Most people kind of, as Chim Chim is just barreling through, people will see a vehicle behind them gaining very quickly and move out of the way. It's I would say the first 6 or 7 cars don't have an issue. The 8th car is the one that you kind of have to move, and it kind of, you hear MAJIN behind you. You hear just a screech, and then someone is in the not the center partition, but the side. And you can hear the tires hitting that segmented portion of concrete, or asphalt, I should say. And yeah, that's a thing. You begin your chant.
Are they good? I don't chant. If there's a crash, I'll chant.
Charles, is there a crash? Are you?
No, I'm not trying to like cause a wreckage. Like, I'd have to deal with the ramifications of that. Like, no,
Cool.
I'm just moving them aside.
There's cars behind you being just kind of like, just having to swerve. Some of them kind of pull to a full stop and just like, what the hell? What was that? Yeah. No full-on crashes yet, though.
I'll let it slide, I guess.
Driving from Las Vegas to California, there are mountainous roads where you need to curve around the mountains and such. Do you guys let Chim Chim relax?
I'll lower the speed by 10,
From what?
and then
Charles?
I'll use the the sword to help make the turns, like as a pivot point if necessary.
Interesting. I'm gonna make one more pilot check for Chim Chim.
I'm going to lean over to Chim Chim and I'll say, look, most people are afraid to climb this high because if they fail, the fall will kill them. You need to be willing to die trying. Don't worry about hitting the floor. There is no floor. There is no ceiling. There is only your path.
Excellent. The words of encouragement, the previous enhancement taken into account, Chim Chim has rolled no successes. You guys, the first curve that is going on, he's like, all right, yeah, no, willing to die trying. I got this. Fuck this. I can climb this mountain. He swerves. Not quite enough as you guys over the through the guardrail into the sky. Majin, as you're driving, you kind of see like out of in the rear view, you see the SUV just airborne down the mountain, going down the in the air, going down the mountain.
So before we hit the ground, I want to continue. I'm going to hold onto the seat as we're flying. Lean over to Chim Chim. Like, I want you to take a good, long, hard look at the ground that's rapidly approaching. And remember, this was only your first attempt. And before we hit, I am going to jump us back to the top. Like, we're basically going to come down and then crash back onto the road right before that fucking turn.
Excellent. So
Right before the turn, so we have the momentum of like all that going down.
oh my god. Excellent.
Oh, yes.
Now get it done, Chim Chim.
The time almost slows for a second. Royal's words echoing Charles. You can hear them as well. Chim Chim's eyes just fixed on the windshield, just fully accepting his fate. You guys feel a whoosh as you guys are transported through time and space back onto the road. Chim Chim just, again, you guys just barreling. Majin, the vehicle has teleported right beside you. You feel the earth shake a little bit as they make impact. You can hear the sound of like the bottom of the SUV kind of scraping as it lands, and it just barrels past you. Yeah, you guys are back on the road. Chim Chim's just I'll say it does take a few more of those to complete this journey. You guys don't necessarily go over guardrails every time, but yeah, you guys kind of hopscotch through time and space to along this road. Yeah, Majin, you see every second of this.
Yeah, I'm glad I got my steed. So,
eventually, you guys are in Los Angeles proper. Specifically, before you would, I'll leave it up to you guys. Where would you guys like to stop? Are you guys stopping just inside Los Angeles? Are you guys going a little bit further in, as close to your target as possible, or?
Yeah, I figured we'd go as close to the target as possible.
yeah, to the front door.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
You guys end up in I'm not sure if you would call it a municipality or we'll call it a section of Los Angeles called El Monte. It's LA kind of all looks the same unless you're in Hollywood or the Valley. Almani is the most LA part of LA, in my opinion, aside from, just downtown and everything. The cars and pollution are, of course, very, very present. It's not a bad neighborhood to initially end up in. You guys continue to drive. You guys end up at the location, at the address that MAJIN provided. It is what looks like an auto body shop. There are 3 houses. It's a very strange makeup. There's an auto body shop, and then 3 houses behind said auto body shop. The one that is directly behind the auto body shop would completely be disregarded as you drive by. It is blocked and hidden by said auto body shop. The parking lot is a shared parking lot, quite large, and full of what looks like clunkers and things that need some repairs and such. The car comes to a screeching halt as you kind of just lay on the brakes. Charles and Chim Chim just...
Well, I find this quite serendipitous. So it seems that you've reached your destination. Feel free to handle your business, and I will deliver the SUV to the auto shop and see how much damage we did.
Chim Chim's just sitting there like,
Fantastic.
I drove.
You did such a good job.
Most people's first time driving isn't for like through how it is day. It's sunlight. The sun is coming up.
Yeah.
What is time, really?
I didn't kill us.
You tried.
I didn't. Not on purpose. MAJIN, you pull up alongside or behind them. Entirely your choice.
Yeah, behind him. I'm not being next to that.
Excellent. You pull up. Yeah, the scene is yours, gentlemen.
Cool. I'll grab my sword with my tail. Chim Chim, you ready to go?
Chim Chim kind of just like, yeah, let me just have a minute here for a second. All right, I'm just gonna lie down for a second. He lays down in the chair. Let me just gather everything. Like, yeah, I'll be with you shortly.
Okay.
Hey, Charles, you got your cloud just in case?
No, but I can call it now, and it should be here in a while.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and call for my cloud.
Understood. The cloud will arrive eventually. It's quite quick. You did leave it in the desert with Gregor, but not too much of an issue.
We'll go on up and find this person. What's his name?
Her name.
Her name?
First name Rita. The second, last name Olivares.
Once they're out of the SUV, I will pull it into the auto body shop parking lot, and I will go inside and make a suitable first impression. And by that, I basically mean I will make them aware of the fact that I'm going to be the best customer experience that they will ever forget, because I was never here.
Understood. It is early morning. There's only a few individuals here. You have this. I should make it very clear as well. This is not a nice auto body shop. It is very much. You guys are in the. You guys are in my old hometown, if I'm being absolutely honest. You guys are in the minority portion of LA, and the auto body shop looks like it's family owned. Yeah, you have the receptionist or the person at the desk, and the a couple mechanics kind of having their coffee, ready to start their day.
I will just go in and wait to be acknowledged.
Very quickly they address you. What can I do for you? You picking up or?
I'm going to be dropping off. This from what I understand, this place comes highly recommended, and we've suffered a bit of, we could say, road wear and tear. We are in a bit of a time crunch as well, so I was hoping that you could get us in and give the vehicle a look, provide me with an estimate, and get to work right away.
Sure thing. Any idea? Just general assessment.
I'll trust your professional judgment.
Understood. Cool. We'll see if we can squeeze you in. We've got a couple things we need to finish by today. There's 2 pickups by 3:30, but last one's at 7, so we should be able to get you taken care of pretty quick.
Oh, you'll definitely get us in first thing. It's in your best interest to do so for so many reasons. Primarily because you don't want me waiting here longer than absolutely necessary, and not because I'm a problem customer, but because we have things we have to do, which means you have things you have to do. And I would like to make my irrepressible charisma first impression roll.
Understood. By all means.
So I will be utilizing presence and persuasion.
Understood.
And I will be very genial and convincing. That is definitely in their best interests. With 8 successes.
8 successes. Convincing as can be. Kind of look you up and down. Loud and clear, boss. We'll get you taken care of.
I got my khaki shorts. I'm still relatively new to this.
They the individual at the desk kind of goes over the mechanics. You can hear kind of like they're a little bit confused, and he's hands them what looks like a schedule and a clipboard. You can see him kind of pointing over to you by the desk, and they look over. Just there's some conversation. He kind of wags his finger in their face, and kind of knife hands over to you, points at them. They kind of like dismiss it and just go to get your vehicle.
Yeah, I will help myself to coffee, and I will sit down.
Understood. The other 2, Maj and Charles, what would you guys like to do?
How you want to go about this? You want to be like blunt, you know, just tell her what it is, or
I can just.
Yeah. Yeah, I think direct is the best approach. You know,
the what? You said correct?
direct.
Direct. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Which
We'll
building
start.
do you think?
I mean, probably that one, right there, maybe.
Sounds good. Let's go knock. I'll go knock on the door.
To clarify, the setup of this particular area of this land space again is the auto body shop, a bunch of cars, and then 3 houses behind. Of course, the house is directly behind the auto body shop, the one in the center, and the one far right. Which house do you knock?
Probably one furthest away.
I will also say because I got my strap on me, and then, yeah, I'm just putting it out there. So
Still doesn't quite answer my question, gentlemen. Left, center, or right?
left,
Right. Oh.
center.
Okay. Fine, center. Yeah, we'll settle on
You
center.
guys are dog shit at this.
The body shop.
You know what? I'll just break down all the houses.
The
Then we don't have to worry about this.
the Taco Bell down the road. Excellent. You guys make your way toward the center house, as last agreed upon. It is the largest land among the three, from what you can tell. It's got a front yard, a pretty spacious front yard, a little cement pathway that leads up to the actual house itself. There is a white, not exactly a picket fence. It looks like just painted plywood on the front, and then of course the white gate. You guys make your way through the gate.
Is this like the nicest of the three?
This is the nicest. This is the largest lot space of the three, from what you can tell. The home on the right side, as you approach the three homes, on the right side looks like it's just it is a white fence as well. The larger kind of privacy fence almost. The gate itself, solid wood as well. Can't really see. You know, that's the entrance to that home space.
Is there anything with the color yellow on it?
There are in the front yard of the center home. There is a few toys that are yellow. You see a yellow Power Ranger. You see a soccer ball with yellow and green coloration. See a few gopher holes.
All right, fuck it, let's do it. Enough waiting.
Yep. Knock on the door.
You head into the gate. On the left side of the home, there is a backyard. You can see the gate is already open. It leads into more of a greener area, just kind of a empty space, really. There's a children's, like what you would buy at Walmart, the little merry-go-round, plastic. Yeah, has a front covered porch that's just flat with the ground. You guys walk up. The metal screen door closed. The wooden door closed. You guys knock. There is
door. Open up the screen door.
So you open the screen door and knock on the wood door.
Yes.
Excellent. You knock. In a few moments, you can hear Spanish being spoken inside the home. A woman emerges. She is shorter. She is older. She has her hair tied up into a messy bun. Immediately opening the door, you can smell the smell of rice, Spanish rice, just fragrant and delicious smelling, encapsulates your senses. This little old woman kind of looks at you. She wears what looks like a purple top with loose-fitting, like flowy black pants. She kind of looks up at both of you. Oh, can I help you? I wasn't expecting visitors. Are you here for... Can I help you?
Hi, I'm Charles. We're looking for Rita.
Oh, you're Rita's friends.
Yeah.
Okay. She calls out. You can hear Spanish being spoken. Majin, you're pretty worldly. You've traveled a lot. I would say that you can pick up at least the general conversation. Spanish is a pretty well-known language. And you can pick up phrases. You pick up, she calls out and says, Rita, you have friends here. Hey,
Majin, you want to go to Japan after this?
I guess. I mean, yeah, sure. As long as I can bring my bike.
I mean, can your bike ride on the water?
I haven't tried it.
You guys see, this woman has kind of stepped away, leaving the door kind of freely. You can see within the home. Large living room space. A dog rushes up to you guys. It's not a very large dog. It's this little... I'm not entirely sure the breed. Might be a Pomeranian. Small, fluffy. Kind of has like the fur just kind of enveloping out. Starts to just immediately bark. It doesn't look... it's barking as if it's like defending the home, but its tail is wagging. Yeah.
It's not weird looking.
Doesn't look weird looking at all, no.
I'm gonna unimbue my legend from the celestial promotion for Chim Chin and imbue it into leader of the pack in the beast purview. And be like, hey fella, what's the matter here? Why are you yelling at me?
Who are you? You just come into the
I'm
gate
Charles.
like you own the place?
Not like I own the
Better
place.
step
like I'm
lively,
Vincent.
buddy. I'll fuck you up.
Bring it. Fuck it, let's go.
Tail still wagging, just like, I'll fuck you up. You don't know who you're messing with.
I'm gonna open the screen door and be like, fucking bring it.
You open the screen door. Dog just leaps up. If you catch it, cool. If not, it's just gonna it's just kind of jumping at you.
Yeah, I'll catch it.
You catch it. It starts to you can hear, with your imbued legend, you can hear it speak out, and it's just like, it's talking shit basically. It's like, yeah, you like that? It's just like, it's nipping at you, but like only like just so, like grazing you.
I'm gonna hold it upside down by its hip.
Okay.
You like that? You like that? What are you gonna do, punk?
You can hear him kind of just like I will fuck you up. He starts to kind of reach up and try to nip at you again. Tail still just wagging ridiculously fast. In a moment, you guys see Rita come through. This younger woman. She's adult female, probably about 26, maybe 27. She wears just a loose-fitting t-shirt, some jeans, and no shoes. Hair tied back into a ponytail, stark black. Her eyes, though, seem interesting. Never seen someone with such blue eyes. She looks at the two of you and says, I don't... I'm sorry, I don't... Do I know you from school, or what?
I extend my hand to shake. I'm MAJIN.
She doesn't take your hand. She's...
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm Charles.
yeah, this is...
You want your dog back?
Yeah, you can set her down. You can see her kind of looking, Cochina, go play. The dog kind of just looks up at you, Charles, and is like, yeah, you're lucky she's here to stop me, to hold me back. I'll fuck you up. You you be nice.
What are you talking about? There was nothing between us before. You missed your chance.
You can, the dog starts to kind of bark, Charles. You can hear, it's like, I'll fuck your world up, dude, I swear to God. And you can see Rita kind of like, Cochina, go play. She kind of like, yeah, you're lucky. Watching you.
Yeah, go play.
You can see the dog goes to the couch. Door's still open. He kind of sits down on the couch, just gnawing on this little rope toy, watching you, Charles. Just like,
Cute dog.
Yeah. What? I'm sorry. Are you guys here from physics, or what? What's this for?
No, we have a mutual friend. You know Phil? He's got the weird stuff on his face. He wears yellow all the time.
I don't think so.
Yeah. What's your name? Rita Alvarez?
Olivares.
Alvarez. Sorry about that. Okay. I guess you said direct, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, look, we're Scions, right? And your name was in this book of this Phil guys, and yeah, we feel like you might be in danger, basically. He's been doing a lot of bad shit, so we're just trying to, come see you to see if you know him, if anything is weird going on, stuff like that.
No, I
See
don't.
any sushi people?
Sushi people? No, dude, I don't. No, I haven't seen anything weird. I mean, I don't really do a whole lot to see much, though. I focus on classes right now. What? I'm sorry. Like you guys said, you were Scions. Is this like official business? I don't want to talk to anybody without my lawyer.
No, it's nothing like that. Please, I can't afford a lawyer. Anyways, have you been having any, like, I don't know, weird dreams, anything like that?
Dude, no. What is this about?
Is your favorite color yellow, perhaps?
What?
Is it?
I mean, if it's alright, I'd like to, try and scent the divine.
You sent the divine. You smell nothing. But that's not uncommon. At least not with the people that you know are associated with this. We cut for a second to Royal. What are you up to, Royal, while you're waiting on your car to be serviced?
I am. So while I'm sitting sipping the coffee, I will occasionally look at them working diligently. I'll take in the shop. I'm a big fan of people who honest, hardworking folk who are making their own way in general. So I'm just kind of taking it in here. Obviously, I'm keeping an ear out, so I'll occasionally look off in the direction that they went to make sure that I don't see. If I see any explosions or like, puffs of smoke or any random clouds flying through the sky, like I'm keeping an eye on what's going on over there. But generally, I'm just kind of letting them take care of business and watching what's going on in the shop. Like I'm not doing anything in particular other than waiting. So once they took in the SUV, was Chim Chim still laying in it?
Chim Chim is still laying it. Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, I would have brought him into kind of the waiting area where I was, and I would let him kind of nap on one of the chairs there. And I would have a cup of coffee on the side waiting for him for when he decides to get back up. Let's caffeinate the monkey. I'm a fan.
Love that.
I don't know how he likes it black or not, but he'll just have a double waiting. And if he doesn't like it, he can get something darker.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm just kind of waiting. And if anyone, if any new customers come in, I'm generally avoiding eye contact, remaining relatively nondescript. As I said, I want to be the best customer that they never remember. So,
indeed, you do so. The men and women that work at this place seem to be, taking care of your vehicle. They kind of pass around a clipboard and as they make notes and figure out exactly what the damage has been done to this vehicle. Everything seems to be going rather smoothly. A mechanic kind of pulls out from underneath and pulls out his phone. You can see another mechanic come over and kind of like looks like admonish him for being on his phone. He's supposed to be working. And shows him. Looks a bit confused. Everyone kind of comes over. They look annoyed, and he's like, "I just got a notification." You just can hear kind of like bits of conversation. This moment as well, Royal, your phone begins to kind of just vibrate.
let's take a look.
It's a notification from TikTok. You may or may not have it downloaded.
I hate surprises.
It's an invitation to watch a live. When a creator goes live, it's not exactly like it's very personalized. It makes you feel like, hey, like this, like so and so is inviting you to watch their live. Like it's not that. It's just TikTok saying like, hey, one of the people you follow is watching live. In this, it says, the Prince in Yellow is inviting you to watch his live. Charles, MAJIN, your phones begin to vibrate.
I'll check my phone.
The Prince in Yellow is inviting you to watch his live.
I'm still talking to the girl, so I'm gonna ignore it.
Rita's phone as well. She kind of looks at it, just tucks it away. You can hear the phone continue to vibrate.
I'll click on the link.
Click the link. Opens the app, TikTok. Again, you may or may not have had it downloaded. if you didn't, it does take like a few seconds to kind of download and get you to this location. Opening the link, you can see it's a lot like those found footage films where the cameraman is just walking. You can hear him talking through a dark tunnel. I don't know if you guys are foolish or, I don't really understand if it was just a hope or maybe, God, you had me, this was done for you guys. Wow. And I don't know, I bet you, no, I bet it was Charles. God, dude, I can't. Flips it around. You can see, Phil's face. Healed the right side was what contained the vertiligo. Now, with the skull, sort of has healed over. There's that same skin ailment that is kind of spread over. In splatters of white, you can see he is healed and is walking. There are people behind him. Just, I don't understand the thought process, or if it's just like a hope that I'll stop, or the mercy will make me regret, or brotherly love, or what it is exactly. But God, this was a really dumb move. Because look, he kind of looks over his shoulder. There is not small. This is a sizable group of what looks like almost like zombies. They aren't as decrepit as, your typical horror movie zombies or like rotting or anything like that. They definitely are paler, gaunt of eye, and, Phil turns the camera back over to himself holding the rod. Just, I didn't think that this was going to be necessary, but I should have done this a lot sooner. Now I have an actual army. And, from what I'm seeing, you hear the sound of something moving, like stonework. The camera flips away from, himself and the people behind him. Front-facing camera. He's in the desert. I don't see you guys around, really. Huh. I guess I'll have to find the trail, but I guess, a van with that kind of mural on it won't be too difficult to track. Thanks for the res, Charles. I'll see you guys all very soon. You can see, flips the camera back over to himself. He's got a big smile on his face. The people marching behind him out of what looks like this desert cave. A portal from a terra incognita. As Phil marches an army of the dead out into the desert. That is where we'll close today's episode of Scion Godsend. Awesome! Thank you guys very much. Thoughts, opinions?
Zombie apocalypse is my dream. I'm ready.
Excellent. Yeah. Thank you guys for playing. Of course, thank you guys for watching, and we hope you're enjoying Onyx MathCon. I don't want to take up too much of you guys' time. There's a bunch of other games you guys can go look at and stuff. But before we go, let's go ahead and get some promotional stuff out of our way. Royal, who are you? Where can we find you? What do you do?
Hi, I am Alex playing Royal Grey, the Grey Eminence reincarnated and in perpetuity trying to shove people along to figure out what the hell their destiny is. You can find me on Twitter at Team LECO, LECO. I'm also a personal trainer, and I appear on the Old Ways podcast doing Call of Cthulhu live plays. Well, they're live plays that have been produced and recorded. But anyway, yeah, trying to preserve my sanity there. Always a good time to pop in on the game here and hang out with the nomads of the rolling variety and participate in all their psionic shenanigans. I think Gregor's going to be real mad, big mad when he gets back and finds out that the boy in yellow is already up and around with an army of dead. But, at least I feel like he's going to have a visit before he goes back to New York. So good times had all around. Way to drive, Chim Chim. Way to drive.
Yeah. Majin, do you have anything you would like to promote?
I mean, yeah, I'm Edge. I play as Majin. The Warden of the Road. Find me on Fridays and Sundays at the Rolling Nomads Twitch, and also on Onyx Path as well on Sundays, playing Scion. So, yeah.
People asking for links in the chat. Well, I will get them to you while we do the pre-roll. Until then, we'll just do them verbally. As I don't have access to just do the quick hyperlinks like everybody else does. I'm not that cool. But yeah, Charles, anything you want to promote?
Sure, yeah. I'm Andrew. I play Charles. I play Charles every Sunday. We play here for the Onyx Path on Scion. I also do wholesome art things. You can find me at Giriato_art on Twitter, and it's GIURIATO_ART. But yeah, I do all sorts of wholesome art things. Like I worked on like a little title card for Scion and stuff like that.
Little title card. I'm gonna go ahead and just show it on screen if I have permission from the artist.
Yeah, full send.
Sick. Look at how fucking beautiful this is. You guys should be seeing it on the screen now. I love every single second of this. I have stared at this picture for far too long. This is our three heroes that we began with, and you can see obviously Majin on the bike, Charles up in the Nimbus cloud, and then Gregor looking studly. This is just me plugging at Girato art, or Girato_art, I should say. I don't know if commissions are open. That's for him to decide. But I fucking love every second of this. It looks fantastic, and I can't thank him enough. As for me, I of course have been your story guide, Gilbert Ramos. You can find me everywhere. That's TikTok, Twitter, and Twitch under the name at Ramos the Nomad. And like I said, I'll get the links and like all the Twitter stuff in the chat when we do the pre-roll. Our personal group, you can find us, the Rolling Nomads, on our Twitch, twitch.tv/Rolling Nomads. We're part of the Onyx Path Con. You'll see a lot of our symbol in the bottom right corner of some of the actual plays and things. You can follow us on YouTube, where these episodes are posted every Thursday for Scion Godsend. You can also check out our Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle that's up right now on YouTube, Book of Saints. That's youtube.com/Rolling Nomads. To keep up to date with us, the best way to keep up to date with us is on Twitter at _Rolling Nomads. That is where you'll keep up to date with our schedule changes, anything crazy we might be up to, any new shows we might have on our roster, all that good stuff. We'll get those links for you in chat during pre-roll. But we thank you guys very much. We hope you guys are enjoying the con. And we thank Occultist Anonymous for allowing us to, continue our Scion game on their channel. We hope that, we did the service and did you guys justice. That's all we've got. We'll see you guys next week. Same time, different place, same Scions.